In November 2013, the Peace Through Unity project was launched by Normandy Day UK in Coventry, United Kingdom. Its aims to promote peace, understanding and reconciliation, and to commemorate the many sacrifices made throughout the ages in the pursuit of peace. In particular, the sacrifices made by those during Operation Overlord and Operation Neptune, or D-Day as it is commonly known. 6 Coventry and Warwickshire schools, 10 D-Day veterans, 20 veterans from subsequent conflicts, and 8 professional artists and a number of prominent peacemakers would embark on a journey that would bridge generations, races, and creeds. They would share personal experiences and explore conflict and peace through a number of art forms and media. These meetings and interviews will be captured for posterity by the pupils of the 6 schools and Jam AV Media Production and form part of this film.
As dawn broke on that grey June morning, the greatest armada of ships the world has ever seen filled the narrow waters of the English Channel.
I know my dad went to work and he shook hands and he said, "Look after yourself."
When we got halfway, the officer came out and told us that it was a real thing. He said, "This is a real thing."
We was part of the D-Day landings. I was on the strikers. I was on the guns most of the time. We was sent in to have a go at the Germans and get them running back to Berlin.
It was very choppy coming over and all the soldiers were sick below decks. We could smell was vomit. And they were glad to get off, to be honest. They were really glad to get off it.
They couldn't take us right into the beach, so they dropped us in about 3 foot of water, I should think it was.
And our troop stopped, and I was at the back with me, mate.
Yeah.
And he called me forward to take over the radio.
Yeah.
He had them big radios,
Yeah.
the big aerial. My mate went back there, we carried on marching through. Shots rang out from the 4 people at the back. 4 mates at the back died.
My life was in his hands, and he had that chance to kill me, but he saw who I really am, another innocent man. The weighted youngs whose dreams and desires have been shattered and scattered across the abandoned wasteland. Shrapnel flying out everywhere.
Grenades are dropping from the heavens. The ground's littered with dead men. Get down, away from the firing line. A mile away, women and children are crying.
We're fighting for their lives. I can see the remorse on her face, as well as the sadness and mourning over the loss as
she protects her children. I can see a lonely tear rolling down his cheek, his swollen stomach jutting out from his fragile body, his skeletal figure threatening to shatter. The love of a relative.
The loss of their smile, the overall effects that last for a while. War has taken sons and daughters, husbands and wives. War can take the love of your life. Trapped in the horrors of war, wet, sloppy and slimy.
Men crawl through miles of it in a thickening rain. Blood runs down the puddles that riddle through the mud.
A wave of dust in the form of a mushroom, stagnant taste in the air surrounding it.
It is not a pleasant sight, death surrounds it. I can see the deep, deadly tarnished yellow cloud drifting, crawling its way towards me as the yellow nicotine-stained teeth. My whole life flashed in the yellow screen as the yellow fingers caress, grasp, then choke my soul. I can see dead bodies on the floor.
Bodies crushed and ripped apart by barbed wire, limbs scattered on the ground and buried in the mud. Empty shell holes in the ground and guns on the floor.
Brought up with a saying, a phrase, love thy neighbour, something from the Bible which is supposed to bring peace to people's minds and actions. All over the world, love each other, and yet we all have enemies, destruction, chaos, death. Everything we think is bad. Love, hate, feelings, memories.
Make love, not war. What are we fighting for? We all wish for peace, yet the conflict won't cease.
A great bunch of lads out. Some of them were only young, like me. Had no life really, you know. Well, we never did have a life like the young lads today. We seem to go from kids to men straight away, you know.
So this is really what it's all about, and this is why I think we're here today, to try to prevent further wars. If we can rely on the youth of today to stop all this, that's why we're here. so that you can take the message forward to the future generations and their generation. Peace through unity. I ask you to stand with me for both the injured and the lost.
I ask you to keep count of me, of all the wars and what they cost.
I ask you to be silent with me, quietly grateful for our lot.
I expect you as thankful as me for the health and life we've got.
I ask that you wish them well with me, although still risking their all.
And I ask that you remember with me the names of those that fall.
I expect that you are proud like me of this great nation of ours too.
So enjoying all its freedoms like me, support those upholding them for you.
I hope that you are hopeful like me that will soon bring an end to wars.
So you'll have to stand no more with me and mourning families no different from yours.
Till then be thankful that you can stand with me, thinking of those who now cannot.
For standing here today with me, at least we show them not forgotten.
At the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them.
We will remember them. On behalf of the Lord Mayor and the citizens of Coventry,
It's scary being the man of the house. 3 years now, but it still feels like yesterday when you left us. I try to go to your grave as much as I can. I wish I could talk to Mum, but every time I try, she gets upset, so it's easier not to. Miss you, Dad.
The Browns across the road are living with us now because their house has been bombed. It's a bit crowded, but we're making do.
I hate this place, Benji. People here are mean. Mr. Sneedley, the man who I'm living with, shouts at me a lot, and it's frightening me, Benji.
Dear Father, we heard on the radio that the Allies have now landed in France. I hope you are safe. We miss you. Father, I read in the paper this morning, it said that the Allies took back Belgium from the Germans.
Dear Tom, I hope you're staying safe over there. I have to look after Eliza and Henry myself, because Mum is doing extra shifts at the factory. Please write back so I know you're okay.
Dear Henry, I have wanted for a long while to write a letter to you. We are slowly moving into Germany. The noise at times is quite loud. We do, however, seem to cope and get through it. I must close this letter now as we are getting ready to move again. Take care, my boy. Daddy loves you very much.
Addy was worried about his dad due to how frequent the bombing could become. He told us about something called a doodle bug.
I heard that the Russians took Krakow and Warsaw. The stories we heard are horrible. Elizabeth is getting much bigger now and can almost sit up on her own. Mum says she is looking more and more like you every day. The Browns are still here, but our house is much quieter after Sally went to work on the land.
Dear Tom, I'm feeling better now, but not quite happy without you and Dad. Henry has grown up and is acting like the man of the house, although secretly he comes to my room at night and cries. But I told him the same thing you told me when I cried. People do not cry because they are weak, but because they have been strong for just too long.
Me and Mum are putting up bunting. It's the first time I've seen Mum smile for ages. Jemima's coming home. I'm getting her side of the room ready. Me and Mum are closer now. But she's not you. People are dancing on the streets, and all I can hear is music. I want to thank you for being there. Without you, I wouldn't have coped. Mum said that when Jemima comes home, we'll go for fish and chips, after going to see your grave. I love you. Going to pick up Jemima. Bye.
I think it actually started in the army, but since leaving the army I've become very much a pacifist. I don't like violence of any type and I avoid it.
I think the loss of life is just completely and utterly wasted for what comes out at the end, because nobody wins.
Seeing destruction changes the outlook on war.
When you see a hut full of little babies of less than a year old dying of starvation, you know, it changes your way of thinking about war.
Hate can never compete with peace, because hate is such a weak emotion.
For greed is a seed of war.
A man without peace is a man without love.
Let them grow without seeing the pain of another. Let us be together and look after one another.
Pain comes and so does sadness. Mothers cry and sons die, but when peace comes, all sins are washed away.
The absence of tension, anxiety and fear. Unity is to be one with each other, to work together, united by peace.
Young and old coming together. D-Day being retold, soldiers being honoured.
We can live in a perfect harmony. We can make peace if we can forgive each other.
When we unite and love each other, we're really at peace.
Because anything is possible as long as you believe.
Peace for unity is just the start. We need to pass on what we learned.
But for now, let's start this battle, the fight we came here for.
If we wanted a world where we didn't solve problems with violence, we could have one. We've made amazing steps forward.
From total injustice to questioning injustice and actually justice.
Trying to get along with people, like trying to find their side of things rather than just being self-centred.
A means of settling differences non-violently. Whether you're a pacifist or not, doesn't matter. We can do that. And I think it's perfectly possible for the world to do that.
But everyone has the same feelings and are equal.
No matter where you live, and no matter like your sexuality and your gender, if everywhere's equal, then I feel like peace will follow.
Why should you just keep repairing the issues? Don't repair, just start from scratch and build it from scratch. You know, inequalities, address it from scratch. We're trying to translate into those personal feelings. Peace have to precede justice.
I hope that the children today grow up and never ever see a war. I hope they never see war, because war does not, it does things to you.
If you're going to be part of the generation that develops the moral imagination to resolve differences and conflict without recourse to violence, then you need to understand the past. You need to read about it. You just can't sit at home watching MTV.
Change yourself to make things happen.
Let us honour the sacrifices made in the past by making our future a peaceful one.